So I want to invite you, or maybe even challenge you, to see if you see yourself in some of these archetypes. And you may have a primary and a secondary type. Some people said to me, well, wait a minute, I've got all of those sort of situationally. I don't, but some people do. Now I call that the transitional type, because you can move like a chameleon from one thing to the next. So let me think about if you are a director. And I don't mean that as a title. I mean a director personality. You are driven. You are focused. You're going to get the job done. We need you. We need directors, because you're going to get from A to Z in a heartbeat. Any directors in the room? Driven and focused. I imagine you're not going to make the time out of your day unless you're going to learn something. You are picking up new information. However, I don't think I mentioned there's a light side and a dark side to every archetype. Directors, in your enthusiastic, search for the outcome and the end result, you can occasionally steamroll over a few bodies in your path, right? Leaving them in your wake. You have to remember to take them with you. That's part of your charge as a director. And then there's the implementer. The implementer is the doer, the collaborative, the team player. Somebody who gets the job done. Not so ego-driven, doesn't have to be your vision, you don't care. You just want to take that ball and move it down the field. That is the only sports analogy I could possibly make. That's as close as I get to understanding. Anyway, but you're going to go with that. You're going to drive it forward. Nothing really at stake. You just want to help support the team. Any implementers in the room? And I don't mean just at a lower a service level, which is fine too, but you can be running a company and see yourself as the person who gets things done. That is your charge. You're carrying out a mission on behalf of the organization, or maybe on behalf of a director. That can be a magical team. Now, implementers, there can be an issue, because sometimes, especially when man or woman power is short, you are in a position where you have to make the tough call. You have to deal with the conflict, and you don't like that so much. You'd rather be the one making things happen, but not necessarily making decisions. But there are times when you've got to step up and work that leadership muscle and really drive the decision-making process. Then there is the thrill seeker. Thrill seekers are the charismatic, the creative, the ones with the big purpose. Any thrill seekers in the room? Yes, we usually put our hands up proudly. Yes, I'm a thrill seeker. I'm the creative one. Now, we're the life of the party. I will admit, I'm one of those, probably a blend with director. We are the life of the party. We love the big idea. Just don't ask us to do the dishes after the party's over, because we leave that for the mere mortals to handle. Other people, the details, like phone calls and follow-up and logistics. We don't want to get our hands dirty with that stuff. But the truth is, we can be incredibly annoying if we don't agree to roll up our sleeves and jump in with the rest of the team. And then finally, there's the analyst. And this can be a pure analyst in the sense of research, law, finance, or it can just be somebody whose role is to synthesize data. I personally outsource my math. I am math and analysis challenged. I hire analysts to take that complicated, massive data and information and make it make sense for me in a way that I can use. Any analysts in the room? We need you. We need that information. You may be CFOs, you may be attorneys. We need that information. But here's one issue occasionally with some analysts. You like to make decisions when all the information is in, 100% of data, yes? How often does that happen? Like never? Right, you've got to be comfortable with ambiguity, and it just kills you to make a decision based on 90 or even 95% of the data. But the world will leave you in its dust if you don't deal with that level of ambiguity and just make a decision and move on. So as you see those types, you can begin to see what's your strong suit, what's your primary type, what's your backup, what's your secondary type. Can you hit all of those? Can you put on the director, the analyst, the thrill seeker hat, or the implementer? Can you be a leader and a team member? Those are people, I think, who really have it all. They're very rare, but generally, we've got that one strong suit. Now, by understanding this, we're better able to collaborate and connect, and as I mentioned, occasionally understand why we clash with some people who we just don't get, and vice versa. When I do day or multi-day trainings, I will often take a business idea, a problem that you're experiencing, take a team, and run them through each of these types. So if you're a director, now you're going to be the implementer or the analyst. If you're a thrill seeker, you're going to see what it feels like to be on the other side of the table. So people really begin to get that experience of, oh, gee, that's what it feels like to be you, and this is what it's like to be me. I'm going to try that on and see how it fits.